All those who feel trapped, like wake-up calls, keep echoing louder, but the world just hands you more rules, more boxes, more things to just fit into. This isn't just frustration. It's a fire burning inside that won't stop. The pain is real, not just the exhaustion of endless meetings, failed pitches, or the relentless grind to find capital that truly aligns with values, but the deeper, gnawing truth that the system itself is rigged to make you choose between profit and purpose. You feel stuck between two worlds, and neither feels like home. You build something with heart, but you watch that heart get crushed under cold spreadsheets and shallow metrics. You see injustice in the world, people suffering while wealth gets hoarded by the few, and somewhere in your bones, you know capitalism, as it is, just can't be trusted to fix what's broken. But imagine, just imagine, if those two things didn't have to be enemies anymore. Imagine if capitalism wasn't just a game of winners and losers, but a powerful force plugged into conscience, empathy, and a new kind of responsibility. What would happen if money stopped being just cold numbers and became fuel for change that matters? What happens to the founders who refuse to sell out? The investors who want their dollars to plant seeds, not just pick fruit? The leaders desperate for a framework that doesn't crush what makes them human? This is where everything shifts. The truth is this: the current system wasn't built for people like you. It wasn't built for rise against the odds founders who dream bigger than quarterly reports, or investors who seek value beyond valuation. It was designed to maintain comfort for the few. For those who keep saying, play by the rules, follow the path, don't rock the boat. But what if the boat is sinking and you're forced to swim anyway? What if the rules are the chains you hear clinking with every opportunity they sell you? The system tolerates mediocrity, rewards conformity, and punishes the edge, the anomaly, the risk-takers who believe business can heal rather than harm. You're not just fighting for your business. You're fighting for a version of the world that says, no, we can do more, better, fairer. Now here's what most don't say out loud. The only way to carve out space for that dream is to build it yourself. Don't wait for institutions, governments, or even markets to catch up. They won't. So what's left? The answer is in connection, the kind that disrupts, the kind that redefines power. It's about a fierce, unapologetic community of rare individuals who don't just stand together, but create a force multiplier. Each of you, founders, investors, change makers, are signals of possibility. Alone, you're powerful. Together, you're unstoppable. It goes beyond Patreon followers or networking events. This is radical union. Raw, sharp, selective. Not many. Only those who burn with that same invisible fire. Because the problem isn't just money or ideas, it's alignment. The world is full of brilliance, but isolated brilliance is just noise. Imagine instead how those sparks, when connected, become a roaring flame. This flame powers ventures that are anchored in humanity, that scale innovation with soul, that flip the tired scripts of profit above all else. This flame consumes the broken illusions and rebuilds from ash something new, something real. Listen, resolve to be sovereign. Your will, your vision is sharper than any spreadsheet, deeper than any pitch deck. Question everything. The norms? The rules of business? The notion that ethics and success must always be at odds? Smash those ideas. If you don't, you're just another cog. But if you dare to question, to break free from inherited illusions, the true path opens. And here's the beautiful secret: you're not alone. You'll find others who've burned the same bridges, faced the same fears, and shattered the same old myths. Not with noise or empty slogans, but with real, gritty action. A network where the rare are not just found, but aligned. Here, diversity of thought and radical individuality aren't obstacles, but the very fuel of progress. This is the ecosystem where empathy meets capitalism and sparks a revolution so quiet it's invisible to those still clinging to outdated systems, but powerful enough to shake continents. Building social enterprises isn't charity or charity's poor cousin. It's the future. It's proof that markets can be engines of justice, that businesses can heal communities instead of profiting off their pain. But this isn't simple or safe. It demands patience, long-term vision, the bravery to stand when comfort calls you back to silence. In this game, slow is the new fast, depth beats breadth, and authenticity kills fake facades. It may look like the system forgot you, but it's only because you were never meant to fit in a mold. You're a builder of new molds. You need to be critical, but not cynical. Radical, but not reckless. Focused, but not bored by distractions. Your investments should look for impact, sure, but with ruthless discipline. Don't chase flash or buzzwords. Chase people, projects, and ideas that could outlast you, that can pivot, that can transform entire industries, entire lives. Look for the edges where others fear to tread, the intersections of technology and humanity, profit and purpose, disruption and care. That's where social enterprises live and breathe. Here's the raw truth no one admits. Progress won't come from a CEO's office or a politician's speech. It comes from sleepless founders in cluttered rooms, from investors who won't settle for a quarterly win, but play the long game, from leaders who dare step off the stage and into the trenches. It's messy, it's personal, it's revolutionary. Revolution doesn't roar in cities or flash in neon. It hums quietly in those who refuse ease over meaning. It thrives in networks of individuals who know their power lies in freedom, sovereignty, and connection, not in blending in. Every founder, every investor, every professional watching this has a spark. The question is, will you fan that flame or let it flicker out, suffocated by the false comforts the world sells you? This is your call, to rise not just as another business person, but as a beacon of something different. To forge alliances, not just because it's good strategy, but because it's life or death for the future of how we do business and how we do human. To recognize that the greatest enterprises aren't built to just maximize returns. They're built to multiply hope, autonomy, and real change. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need a flag to rally behind or a market to approve you. What you need is courage. The courage to be rare, radical, and relentless. To craft a reality where capital backs conscience. Where every dollar you put down is a seed of revolution, a message that says, this can be better. The world is not broken because it lacks resources. It's broken because it lacks alignment. An alignment that is fierce, loyal, and unapologetic. So stop boxing yourself in. Find the few who burn as bright as you. Build with them. Amplify each other. Craft ventures that don't just survive, but thrive by lifting others up, by being the change they long to see. This isn't a trend. It's a fight for the future that beats within every heart, tired of settling. The future where capitalism finally wakes up to conscience isn't coming. It's being built, right now, by the brave few who say no to borrowed lives and yes to becoming more. So what happens when capitalism meets conscience? It becomes unstoppable. It becomes real. It becomes the home you've been searching for. And the best part? You get to be one of the architects. Not just watching history, but making it. The world you want doesn't come from waiting around. It comes from burning bridges with old thinking, lighting new fires in the dark, and finding the few who burn with you. Together, you don't just reshuffle old systems, you build new ones. Systems that liberate instead of confine. Systems that don't erase differences but celebrate them. Systems that don't just imagine freedom but live it. This is the opportunity, the challenge, the revolution, and it's yours to own. Will you build with heart? Will you invest with soul? Will you lead with fire? Because if you do, the impossible becomes inevitable. Capitalism no longer a monster to fight, but a force to wield. Guided by conscience, unstoppable by design. This is the moment. This is your movement. This is where the real change begins.